Hi, I'm Claire and I live in Nottingham with my family. I'm a debut author and my novel, The Perfect Lie, is going to be released with Ruby Fic and in June.
And hi, I'm Helen Bridget. I'm from Newcastle upon Tyne, where I live right now. And this is my first novel with Ruby. It's called Serenity Bay. I'm busy editing at the moment, so I don't have a release date, but as soon as I know, I will let everybody else know.
Hiya, I'm Ella Cook. I'm a debut as well with Ruby, and my first novel, Ever Yours, is due to be out in August or September.
Brilliant, very exciting.
What are your books about, guys? Helen, do you want to go first?
Okay, I will. My book is about two friends. I usually have two strong female protagonists in my books. So this is two friends who decide to set up a wellness retreat on the Northumberland coast. And it's a romantic comedy, and they attract the attention of a production company who are making a reality program. And I won't say any more than that.
Sounds good.
It sounds like somewhere we could all do with a trip to after COVID-19 lockdown.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Claire, what's yours about?
Oh, I've had Lou's written my blurb today, so I will read that out to you. Okay, so what is Perfect trying to hide? Jen tries her best to be the wife and mother of the year. She helps organise school plays and accompanies her husband to company dinners, all with a big smile on their face. But Jen has started to receive gifts in the post, first flowers and then a sympathy card. It could just be a joke. That's what she keeps telling herself. But then the final gift arrives and Jen has to question why somebody is so intent on shattering her life into pieces. So it's a police procedural, and it's set in Nottingham, along where I live. So yeah,
sounds like a bit of a thriller aspect going on there as well.
Apparently so.
So what's yours about, Ella?
Oh, Ever Yours is a love story, but it's a love story with a bit of a difference because my main character dies in the first two lines.
Oh.
Rather than finding herself in heaven, she finds herself stuck somewhere in the middle, and she becomes the guardian angel to her family to help them move on.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
A love story that starts long after Happily Ever After.
Oh, it sounds as if there'll be a few tears there along the way.
There might have been a few tears in the beta reading group. I may have successfully made one an accountant cry on the tube, which I'm very proud of.
Oh, lovely. So what was the inspiration?
A little bit of sadness in my own life, I'm afraid. That there's been far too many funerals that I've attended recently. And also a very, very long, very bad weather drive home. And the thought of it would be very, very easy, scarily so, for this to go horribly wrong. It was snow and ice and gale force winds blowing the car sideways. And
oh, nice.
It would be very easy for this to end very badly. Spark something off.
Wow. So what was the inspiration for you, Claire?
I was brought up watching The Bill a lot when I went down to stay with my nan and my aunt, so it really stems from there, and then later programs like Spooks and whatnot. So yeah, that's where it's all come from, really, and also reading police procedurals by other authors.
How about you, Helen? Apart from we all need a visit to.
Well, I really believe in the power of the outdoors. I think you do feel better just by getting out in fresh air. I love hiking, walking, all of those sorts of things. And I live very close to the Northumberland coast, and it is stunningly beautiful. It really, really is stunning. We have some of the best beaches in the world in this country, and I really wanted to write something that highlighted that.
It sounds lovely.
So what have we all got in the pipeline? What's coming up?
Well, I've got book 2 ready to be sent through to the team at Ruby Lit. So that's going to be about a boy wandering around Nottingham again, asking for his mum. Is about as much as I can give away on that one. So, yeah. What about you guys? Sorry.
Is it a sequel? Is it the same characters?
Yes, it'll be a sequel. Yes, but this one will focus more on the DI that's in the first book compared to Jen. So the plan is to bring them together as working together in the future.
Okay.
So yeah, what about you, Helen?
I'm deep in the throes of editing at the moment, which is quite time consuming. I have written a crime. I've written 2 crime novels, and the first of those is with Ruby at the moment. So we'll see whether the panel like that. I'm also trying to write a sequel to Serenity Bay at the moment, but it's supposed to be at Christmas, and it's such gorgeous weather. I just can't imagine it being cold. So that's going quite slowly. Other than the novels, I'm taking part in a couple of anthologies of short stories, which will be released later in the year. And I think that's it. Yeah, so that's it from me. What about you, Ella?
I've usually got quite a few things on the go. I think it stems from years of working and having a dozen projects all running at once. So at the moment, I've got a medical romance, which is nearly finished. Another couple of the more sort of magical realism, which is very much in the style of Ever Yours. I love finding that little twinkle of magic in real life and playing on that idea. And I'm also working on a couple of short stories at the moment, which will never be published because they are for little children who have been stuck in lockdown. The first one came off of a COVID-19 help and support community online. And it was for a little boy who was having to spend his 5th birthday lockdown because of quite severe health issues. So we wrote a special story for him, which featured quite a lot more dinosaur poop than my usual style. And off the back of that, I've had a couple of others contact me and just go, we heard about this, feel free, but is there any chance? So of course we've said yes. So that's what my partner and my writing group are getting involved in, and there's been stories about dinosaur poop, purple pandas and birthday cakes and lots of lovely but not typical things at all.
Classic.
Not something I think Ruby will be interested in buying, but
you never know.
So how long have we all been writing then?
Forever. Since I think I've wanted to make a career out of writing since I worked out that stringing together words in the right manner was actually a job. And I was really fortunate when I came out of university, I got the opportunity to interview with a company who were looking for program designers and writing specialists. And I landed in a job that I was told within 3 months, you'll either love it for life or you'll have left. And 10 years later, it's still my day job. So I get to write programs to help children and families who are in situations that really we hope no one we care about ever needs to go to. But if you do, I'm bloody glad that the company exists. So yeah, and fiction, well, again, almost as long as I could write, but there's a lot less unicorns and Pegasus in my current style. What about you guys?
Well, I come to writing quite late, to be honest. I had my hours at work cut because of health issues. So I went from working 5 days a week down to 3, and all of a sudden I had this spare time, and I was like, what on earth am I going to do with this spare time? So I went off and got on an adult education creative writing class, and it sort of went downhill from there. And I started writing my first novel. But it's something I've always wanted to do, but I've got a couple of YA books in the bottom drawer that's full of teenage angst from when I was younger, and some more Teenage Danks poetry, but yeah. So yeah, more recently than you, Ella.
Amazing. How about you, Helen?
Well, I think, like a lot of people who write, I've kept a diary pretty much all my life. So I've always enjoyed the act of writing. I find it really cathartic. I love the physical act of keeping a diary. But I haven't really written anything seriously. And then it was the new year of my 50th birthday, and I was writing myself some resolutions, doing all the usual ones. You know, I'm going to lose weight, get fit, stop drinking, give up chocolate. And, you know, I thought, for goodness sake, Helen, you haven't done it so far. Why would this year be any different? Choose something that you really want to do. So I set myself the New Year's resolution of writing a book and giving it to my family for Christmas. And that's what I did. I wrote the book. I had a couple of copies printed myself, and gave it to them as presents. And then someone suggested I should go and try and get it published. So I did that. And since then, I've been trying to do a novel a year. So I guess I became addicted really after that first attempt, but that's how it all started. It was just a New Year's resolution. And I didn't stop drinking, and I didn't lose weight. So what is it that, I mean, I've said I find writing really cathartic, and any thoughts that I'm going through or anything I'm going through, I can write them down, and I can, you know, sort of work through them all or understand the issues better. So what is it that you actually love about writing?
I don't know if I love writing so much as it's something of a compulsion. The concept of not writing to me is alien. I wouldn't know how to not write. I'd sooner get up and stay in pajamas all day than have a day that there wasn't something written. No comments on the lockdown wardrobe. Yeah, for me, it is really cathartic as well. Parts of Ever Yours were written sitting in the oncology ward with my mum, partly to give her something to read because she wanted something uplifting and light and healing to read, and partly because, frankly, the drugs knocked her out and I needed something interesting to do when I was there for 6 hours on the day. What about you, Claire?
Oh, I don't know. It became something to do on the Tuesdays and the Thursdays that I didn't work. So it was filling hours of when I really had nothing to do or was too scared that I had hours that needed filling with stuff that I didn't know. So yeah, I think with that it became time filling, and then it's just grown to a monster since then. But I know when I was younger, with all the Teenage Dank stuff, it was a release as well. It was a way of getting back at boyfriends and friends and stuff like that. So yeah.
I really love writing novels. I love making up stories, making up characters, see them come to life. You know, when you sort of trying to get to sleep and your characters are talking to you and they're telling you what they would be doing, and you know, you wake up the next day and you can have them do anything. You can have them be anyone, wear anything. I just love it. Yeah, it's pure escapism. I think it's an absolute privilege to be able to do this for a living.
So I think this is what drew me to police procedural. It's like I could pretend to be a cop. So you know what I mean? I can live out my spooks fantasies and whatnot. So no, I definitely agree there. It's being like my main character runs, and yes, I do park run myself, but my main character is a lot faster and a lot fitter. So yeah, it's like things I wish I could do, but obviously can't. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I completely understand where you're both coming from, and I've had the midnight conversations with characters because they just won't let you sleep sometimes. They want the stories to be told, and the idea that your writing can touch someone, and even if it's just for a few hours, change their life a little bit, make them feel happier, make them have a focus, give them something to smile or cry about for a couple of hours. It's you're right, it's such a privilege. It's an amazing thing to do.
Okay, so how are we all doing in lockdown?
Writing lots.
not very well.
Oh no.
How's it going, Claire? What's the matter?
It's well, I'm now working every day, purely because I couldn't hack. I work mornings. I couldn't hack working full days, so they changed my hours to mornings. So now I'm attempting to work from home. I'm attempting to homeschool at the same time, and fun. So surviving. We're getting there, hopefully.
Mine's not been too bad. I'm really fortunate that I've been home based for many months already. So for me, it wasn't such a big deal to just be home based all the time instead of just 3 or 4 days out of the week. It's been a little bit different having my husband work from home as well, but it's nice when cups of tea randomly turn up in the middle of like meetings and calls. But yeah, it's not been too bad. How about yourself? How have you been doing with it all?
I've been okay. I found it quite strange to begin with anyway. And I said I kept a diary, so each night I was writing things which really sounded as if they were from a dystopian novel. You know, queues at the supermarket, people in face masks, lockdown. But over the weeks, I suppose we've all had to get used to it. And I'm very privileged, you know, lots of space. We write from home. So in many ways, the routine hasn't changed very much. I haven't been able to get to the coast until very recently. And I went last weekend when the lockdown was eased a little bit. So that was lovely. But otherwise, I get up, I walk the dog, I'm doing some exercise. We're very lucky that it's been sunny outside most of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait for it to be over. I can't wait to see friends again, to go to the pub, do the pub quiz. But otherwise, you know, I'm in a very lucky position, and I know that.
Yeah, I'm feel incredibly fortunate from the position we're in as well. And there have been some benefits. I've got a beautiful garden filled with birds, and this year I've been able to watch them all fledge. So I've seen baby robins, baby blackbirds, we've got baby starlings, which is why I'm not outside right now, because you would not hear me over there. It's lovely, and there's still a few more. I'm hoping the blue tits decide to fledge while I'm sitting at my desk looking out the window at them. But yeah, it's been strange, but you have to kind of try, I think, to focus on the positive and not get too bogged down in it.
Yeah. I know it's been quite challenging with the kids on a mental health aspect as well, because they're sort of, well, my son especially is fed up of being stuck at home with his family. So I can't exactly get rid of his sister for him, can I? Forever. So it's just having to deal with it really more than anything else.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it has been great talking to you both.
Yes, and you.
It has. So this is us. This is the Ruby Newbies.
This is the Ruby Newbies. And I would say that the one thing everybody can do in lockdown is go and get themselves a brand new book by a wonderful author.
I know several of those, hint hint.
Because reading is the one thing that we can all do.
Absolutely.
But thanks for coming by and listening to us. And look out for the books which are coming soon. And well, enjoy your lockdown as much as you can. I heard someone say that when this is all over, you know, you'll probably miss those days where you had peace and quiet, you could relax at home, listen to the birds in the garden. So, you know, take note and, you know, enjoy yourself, and above all, stay safe. Thank you.
Super. All right, guys. I'll speak soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.